hope you're doing well. It is Friday, July 15th, 2022, and I'm here with the last two videos that I am going to create from this list that the Lord gave me at the beginning of the year. These are videos I knew that I was going to release this year in relation to our Rhema word, which is love is, honor is, unveiled for you in 2022. I have shared many videos already this year, and I encourage you to watch all of them when you can. Today, we are going to talk about the woman in this perfect couple that is a dream that the Lord had for humanity. And the title of this video is She is Worth More Than Rubies. We are going to be speaking about kingdom marriage. We're going to be speaking about the wife today. And we will be also talking about him, the husband, the man who is created for this woman who is worth more than rubies. And he is known at the city gates. So look forward to that video. I'm probably going to release it either today or tomorrow because I feel like I'm just going to go how he flows, and he wants me to start doing this today. So we're going to be in the book of Proverbs, chapter 31. Many of you know Proverbs 31 is typically called the perfect woman, the perfect wife, because it is this beautiful description of what a godly wife would look like. So I'm actually going to read the entirety first, and then we'll go however he flows. Okay, so this is Proverbs 31, beginning in verse 10. Please bear with the noise or embrace it, because I can't really do anything about it, and I got to do this today. So, an excellent wife who can find? She is far more precious than jewels. The heart of her husband trusts in her, and he will have no lack of gain. She does him good and not harm all the days of her life. She seeks wool and flax and works with willing hands. She is like the ships of the merchant. She brings her food from afar. She rises while it is yet night and provides food for her household and portions for her maidens. She considers a field and buys it. With the fruit of her hands she plants a vineyard. She dresses herself with strength and makes her arms strong. She perceives that her merchandise is profitable. Her lamp does not go out at night. She puts her hands to the distaff, and her hands hold a spindle. She opens her hand to the poor and reaches out her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of snow for her household, for all her household are clothed in scarlet. She makes bed coverings for herself. Her clothing is fine linen and purple. Her husband is known in the city gates when he sits among the elders of the land. She makes linen garments and sells them. She delivers sashes to the merchant. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she laughs at the time to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. She looks well to the ways of her household, and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Many women have done excellently, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Give her the fruit of her hands, and let her works praise her in the gates. Okay, so this is beautiful. This is the God-fearing woman that would be considered the ideal wife. And as we can see, there are many characteristics and attributes of her beauty and her character. And the title that the Lord gave me specifically was verse 10b. She is far more precious than jewels. And I think the reason he wants me to focus on this verse specifically is because of the value of this woman. There is a value in a wife that a man finds that cannot be compared to even the most beautiful things in this world. And that is the heart of the woman that a man is called to have as his own. So ladies, I'm going to be speaking to you today. We're going to get into worth and value, because when you know that about yourself, then you're ready. Then you're ready to receive the man who God has for you, who would actually know that about you and recognize that about you in a way that is beyond comprehension or reasoning. So let's begin. Actually, let's begin with this before we get into the scriptures. I feel like we're going to get into a lot today, ladies. Okay. Actually, I'm going to use my pink pen. Okay, ladies. I'd like you to say this out loud. I am worth more than jewels. I am worth more than anything that can be desired in this world. And that is the truth. Your value it has no price on it. And you need to know that about yourself, because that foundation will help you be secure in who you are, in your essence, and it's also a gift that will enable you to flow in your true femininity, which we have lost in this world. In fact, femininity is so muddled and distorted for women because of brokenness, because of an inability to understand and receive love and honor for self. Again, as I've mentioned before in my other videos, that we must have a deep and personal revelation about love and honor for self before we are able to exchange that with other people. And there is a foundation that is built on truth that doesn't change, it doesn't waver, it doesn't deceive us in any way. It is the heart of our true essence when we know that, because we are going to experience disappointment in life, and most of us have experienced a lot of disappointment in life, from other people, from circumstances, as I've shared in the other videos. So it's very important for us to have that as our foundation, that my worth and value does not shift, does not change, It is not contingent on what other people think about me. It is not contingent on how I am treated by others. It is not contingent on others' lack of understanding of how to love me and how to honor me. It is assured. It is certain. It is permanent. So please receive this truth for yourself and own it. You're worth more than anything that can be desired in this world. Okay? And I know a lot's probably stirring and coming up, and this is time for you to reflect on those things. But you are worthy of unconditional love. You are worthy to be pursued by the man that the Lord has for you. You are worthy to be cherished and loved and adored for who you are. And when you know that, you're ready to be chosen. And again, this is the year that God is bringing kingdom on earth. He's bringing kingdom connections. He's bringing kingdom marriages. He's bringing kingdom assignments. He is establishing us, as I've said. This second half of the year is establishment. So he is literally moving us where we need to be for what we need to be doing, including those that are called to marriage. This is for you. Not everyone's called to marriage, and I do believe that God will reveal that to you personally if he has that as part of your assignment and calling in your life. Okay, so let's get into some scriptures. Going back to verse 10, an excellent wife who can find? She is far more precious than jewels. The heart of her husband trusts in her, and he will have no lack of gain. Okay, so this woman that is far more precious than jewels is the apple of this man's eye and heart, because his heart will be able to trust in her. Now, I've shared a lot on trust because trust is essential and paramount and foundational to any relationship. You have to be able to trust someone to be vulnerable with them. And in a marriage relationship, that trust is key. So the heart of her husband trusts in her. Ladies, the man that the Lord has for you, his heart trusts in you. There is an anointing over the mantle of marriage between the man and the woman that God has put together that is reciprocal. He sees her value, and she brings him a place to rest and call home. Now remember, our heart is where we process emotions and love. So for a man to be able to trust in a woman who is the woman that God has for him, he needs to know, first of all, this is her, and secondly, I can rest in her presence. Because, verse 12, she does him good and not harm all the days of her life. She does him good and not harm all the days of her life. Now, if you're married now or you've been married in the past, this might be stirring some emotions because of marital problems. But I want us to remember that this is not necessarily what we would consider daily struggles, because that's just part of life. But this is more in terms of there is an assurance that even in spite of the problems or things that might come up, his heart will trust in her, that they will get through it and they will persevere together. She does him good and not harm. He can rest in her presence because he knows and trusts that he can give his heart to her. Okay? So, and we'll talk more about the husband in the next video. But let's keep going. Let's see. Okay, verse 13. She seeks wool and flax and works with willing hands. Okay, so, some of this might seem old-fashioned, but there are rich truths in each of these verses of the characteristics of this woman. You might not be somebody who sews, or makes things from scratch at home, but the truth is there that she's resourceful and she's hardworking. She knows what she's called to do, and she does it. She understands her calling and her purpose, and she's immersed in it. Okay, so let's keep going. She is like the ships of the merchant. She brings her food from afar. She rises while it is yet night and provides food for her household and portions for her maidens. Okay, I'm going to stop here for a second because I feel like this is something to highlight. Okay, she rises while it is yet night. Okay, I'm going to keep going because this is just confirmation. So, she rises while it is yet night and provides food for her household and portions for her maidens. She considers a field and buys it. With the fruit of her hands, she plants a vineyard. She dresses herself with strength and makes her arms strong. She perceives that her merchandise is profitable. Her lamp does not go out at night. Okay, so again, she is immersed in who she is and what she's called to do. And she is intentional about it. The Lord is highlighting, she rises while it is yet night, and her lamp does not go out at night. A woman, as a wife, is called to intercede on behalf of her husband in prayer. She is, in essence, his shield and helpmeet In other words, she understands that her man is her responsibility to cover in prayer. Because remember, women, we have the power of influence. What we speak and what we say has great power and authority. So we need to be intentional about how we're speaking over our husband. And this is all the time. That's a very important thing to remember. Is men have a very difficult assignment in terms of the spiritual warfare that comes against them as being leaders of the household and leaders of the marriage. Clearly, they must be submitted to the Lord so that they can lead by the Spirit and lead well. But because the husbands carry such a weighty responsibility of carrying the spiritual well-being of the household, the marriage, the family, it's important that as wives we are able to intercede on their behalf when, especially when trouble and trials come up. Let's go to verse 17. She dresses herself with strength and makes her arms strong. The joy of the Lord is her strength. She dresses herself with the joy of the Lord. She knows where her strength comes from, which is the Lord and His joy and His presence, and makes her arms strong. She also has much to carry in the home. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Whether she's a stay-at-home mom or whether she is, or stay-at-home wife, I should say, or mom, or both, or she works outside the home, she still has what she is carrying. Let's see, let's jump down to actually we're going to go to verse 23, which is the title for the next video for the men. Her husband is known in the gates when he sits among the elders of the land. Again, she understands the calling that her husband has, whatever that is. She understands the importance of his assignment, what he's here to do, and she facilitates what is necessary to help him pursue that and be honoring to God's calling on his life. Let's jump down to 25. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she laughs at the time to come. Again, she knows how to dress herself. Ladies, your first outfit for the day must be a spiritual one. You must know and learn how to dress yourself spiritually first. You must know how to guard your heart and cover and renew your mind so that you are ready for whatever comes at you during the day or in the evening, because we already know we're in a spiritual warfare all the time. Now, of course, we understand we're in peace, in perfect peace, because we have the Lord, but we also understand that that doesn't mean that we're not diligent and deliberate about how we live our day and carry ourselves. So she dresses herself with strength and dignity. Those are your clothing, spiritually speaking, that you must wear every day. Verse 27, she looks well to the ways of her household, and she does not eat the bread of idleness. I'm going to keep going. Her children rise up and call her blessed. I'm sorry, 1 second. This is verse 28. Her children rise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Many women have done excellently, but you surpass them all. Again, going back to where we started, your wife, husbands, your wife, there will be no other woman that will compare to her. And you will know that in your spirit, you will know that in your heart, in your soul, and in your body. You will recognize her when you see her, and you will cherish her the moment you know. Charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her works praise her in the gates. Ladies, you are worth more than rubies. Don't forget this, because it is the truth. Those of you that are called to marriage, and you know this, you are in special prayer this year, because this is the year of love and honor being unveiled for us. The true love and the true honor that God always had for humanity. And it begins with kingdom marriage. I love you guys. I will be back soon with part 2. And that will be for the men, husbands. Okay, I think that's all. Love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.